yet untried. I know it is my destiny to walk the path with pride. Guiding winds push behind, darkness lies ahead. The threads begin to unwind, I must swallow my thread.
Your command of the crafts is impressive, but not yet in totality. I am still capable of instructing you. Enchanters harness the possibility of runes, transforming them into the certainty of glyphs. I'll teach you, but I can only focus on one certification at a time. Is this agreeable? Potency, essence, and aspect. All beneath the stars bear these component concepts. When combined, they form glyphs, which add enchantments to items. First, you'll find these component runes. Then I will have you create a glyph. Absolutely, for such is the essence of enchanting. Runes of potency, essence, and aspect are the fundamental components of glyphs. Collect one of each variety before you return. I know of a cache outside this town. It is a rare exception for runes to be clustered so close together, so thank whatever gods you worship. Should the runes be absent, you must search further afield. There are many places one can find runes, but the ancient ruins of Tamriel are where I look first. Outside, primarily. They tend to gutter out if kept away from starlight.
The Rimmen Bank.
Shore's bones. Rigert knew he should have brought more mead. Hello. Rigert was just asking this merchant which mound of colored powder he should eat first. Rigert says red. Merchant says please go away. We find ourselves as stalemates. But Rigert has bigger problems than what to eat for lunch. As soon as Rigert returned home from successful diplomatic endeavoring, the Skald King sent him to elsewhere with gifts for the cats. Rigert is always given the most important, most faraway missions. Problem is, Rigert lost the gifts. So many ways. First, a courier brought Rigert's package to Riverhold instead of Rimmen. Then, as our ship was boarding, a werebear attacked and stole honey needed for my special sweetbread. Last and not least, Rigert's famous minstrels are missing. Thank you, friend. Retrieve Rigert's package from Thedara in Riverhold Marketplace and meet me after in the Stitches. Rigert's diplomacy waits for no man, or woman, or cat. But be careful. Sweaty threats fill Elsewhere's deserts. The finest coats in all of Skyrim. A gift for Canon Reeve Jusdo to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Rigert would already have them if his courier wasn't completely incontinent. The package was delivered to Thedara in Riverhold Marketplace. It's impossible to find Windhelm-worthy honey in Elsewhere, but this cat merchant says honey flowers from Merryvale Moon sugar farms will work for baking sweetbread. Rigert's cooking is sure to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Rigert hired Skyrim's best band, the Screaming Mammoths, to play for Lady Issa. She has great influence with the cats, so Rigert needs to gain her favors to clinch peace between our peoples. Last Rigert heard, the band was at Valenwood Gate.
Though the sun shines down on
Once you recover 3 runes, one each of potency, essence, and aspect, we shall begin the enchanting process. You likely notice their distinctive flares of light. We begin at the enchanting table. There you will combine a rune of potency, essence, and aspect. This simple puzzle forms a glyph. Now go, piece them together. Each glyph is best suited for weapons, armor, or jewelry. Simply place the glyph upon an unenchanted item of that type, and the enchantment will take hold. A word of caution: once applied, they are permanent. Indeed you can. Bring the glyph to any enchanting station. There you can extract it to recover some runes that went into its creation. To note, extracting another enchanter's glyphs can teach you far more than extracting your own runes.
surrounds us. But can we thrive when all hope has fled before us? All that's left is grief and shallow graves. The march of darkness.
Jora Oko Ta.
We just survive.
Craft a glyph using a rune of potency essence. You should attach it to an item so you can see the enchantment's effects. You are now certified to fulfill enchanting rites. May you unravel the secrets of Nirn.
And after that dire crucible,
You show promise in every discipline I certify. Perhaps you seek to challenge my position as thrice-accredited master craftsman. If so, Millenith offers blacksmith, clothier, and woodworking certification. I last saw her at the local Fighters Guild. Certainly. Please specify.
like the ravages of life.
Decades ago, before all the trouble, I was a renowned chef in Cyrodiil. I had engaged an exclusive contract to provide the Mages Guild in their travels, providing food and drink that wouldn't spoil when carried through portals.
Thrive after what we paid to get here.
Broiling fish, forging glyphs, or mixing potions, it's all recipes and ingredients. I proved the theory when I joined the ranks of the Mages Guild. Mastered both crafts within 3 years. Not that I'm bragging.
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify you in something else.
concerned about thieves. I do not tolerate.
Feel free to inspect any...
Congratulations on finding the finest cloth merchant in all of Riverhold. Thadara can see that you are in desperate need of a renovation. Thadara was wondering how much longer she would need to keep this stinking thing in her shop. Thadara doesn't know what's inside, but it smells like hot horse cheeks. Your friend Rigger told you about the delivery fee, yes? The courier who brought Rigger's rotten package was promised payment upon delivery. Thadara assumed someone would eventually come to claim its disgusting contents, so she paid the fee herself. It's only fair that Thadara be reimbursed, yes? You can see the courier's invoice for yourself. Thadara wouldn't want you to think you were being cheated. Everything seems correct, yes? Thank you, friend. Thadara had doubts about accepting a strange package that smells like curdled dog slobber, but it felt like the right thing to do. Please visit again if you'd like Thadara to help with your embarrassing sense of style. Thadara isn't surprised that Riggert's package arrived in Riverhold by mistake. The attached note looks like it was written by a drunken mud crab.
The soldiers.
Ooh, my fur ripples in happiness. Euraxia, the horrid usurper, is deposed. There might not be enough moon sugar and Tamriel to celebrate that.
Indeed. And an outsider stepped in to assist in that, which is a marvel. This one wishes all those involved in this change of circumstance well.
With our new queen, I hope to see great things. Though, of course, it can't happen overnight. I must remember my patience.
Patience does not agree with you on most days, but it is well to see you continue your practice. As for elsewhere, yes, much work remains, including these dragons. This one does not envy our new queen.
my helpful friend. Rigert is pleased to see you return from the desert with your limbs intact. Did you find the misplaced package in Riverhold? Ah, Rigert forgot about the fee. You will find this shocking, but Rigert forgets many things. Especially on the days he drinks mead. Which is all of the days. Don't be worried. Rigert will pay you back as soon as we finish this diplomatic mission. Canon Reeve Jusdo of Alabaster. I am Rigert of Windhelm. On behalf of the Skald King, I present you with a gift of peace from the Nords to bring our cultures closer.
Is your gift rancid cabbage? Because it smells like rancid cabbage.
Not at all! Rigert brought our finest snowy saber-cat coats, although they may have been stored near cabbage. And the cabbage may have gone bad.
Your gift is clothes made from slaughtered cats? This isn't a peace offering, it is a war crime!
These are the finest coats in all of Windhelm. Who wouldn't want to be wrapped in our warm and luscious... cat skins?
Tell your Skald King that if he wants our war to continue, Queen Irene will be happy to oblige.
Rigert's message will be heard by Queen Irene, leader of the Altmeri Dominion? Rigert feels so important. Things are looking upward, friend. Gather honey flowers from Merryvale Moon sugar farms for Rigard's sweetbread, and there will be peace between the Khajiit and Nords in no time.
Good luck finding a decent place to sit. Brother and I had to have these chairs shipped all the way from Kvatch.
Pour yourself a drink, if that's what you came for, but steer away from the reserve. It corked sometime after we left Nibbin Bay.
This one assumes no liability for lost goods, though he can issue a lockbox at a very fair price.
this until I drop.
Asaldak understands why you would want to approach him, but he only signs autographs at special events, and he only talks to his admirers at the... Actually, he never talks to his admirers.
Ah, you must have been drawn by the scent of my rising dough. And don't be shy about staring at Rigart's muscles as he stirs. Did you bring the honey flowers? If there's one thing Rigart knows about the cats, they love their sweets. Nonsense! Rigart's belly doesn't care if mead or meat is swallowed first, so why should the mixing bowl be any different, huh? Rigart has gone far in life by treating every situation like he treats his belly. Give Rigart the flowers and he will add them. I saw Asaldak, the famous Khajiit sweet maker by the Merryvale Farms fountain. Ask him to try my sweetbread. His endorsement will change the Khajiiti belief that Nords only eat frozen potatoes and inspire a pastry-based esteem between our cultures. Hurry, friend. You do not want to miss Asaldak by the Merryvale Farms fountain. This is a perfect opportunity to share Nord delights with a culminating legend.
Asaldak understands why you would want to approach him, but he only signs... Asaldak was once invited to Skyrim to try their so-called delicacies, but declined due to a disdain for cold weather, and bad food, and Nords in general. Asaldak will try this Nord sweetbread for a laugh. Tell him Asaldak will be there shortly. This Nord better be finished with his cooking by the time Asaldak arrives. Asaldak does not like to be kept waiting. Because, unlike you, I spent time mastering my craft instead of asking stupid questions. Asaldak redefined food in Elsewhere. He was personal chef to the main. He has prepared food for many slobbering Nords, but has never seen one cook anything edible. This Nord better be finished with his cooking by the time Asaldak...
Rigart's sweetbread turned out better than expected. It's perfectly brown and tough enough to break a mammoth tooth. Everything should be tough. Our teeth can't grow stronger if we don't challenge them with unyielding treats. When Rigart was a baby, his mother had him suck on rocks to comfort his sore gums. Now his bite is strong enough to snap a bristleback's tusk. It's an honor to meet you, Asaldak. On behalf of Yoren's Skald King, please enjoy Windhelm's famous sweetbread.
Did you bring the bread with you from Skyrim? It's hard as a rock.
Harder than a rock. Rigert made some improvisations to the original recipe.
It doesn't smell too wretched. Hasseldak will attempt to take a bite without breaking a tooth.
What do you think? Impressive? Delicious? Ferocious?
Atrocious. Why is it filled with flowers? Why are the flowers covered in dirt? Why are there insects in the dirt? How did you make something so terrible?
Did you hear that, friend? Hasseldak wants to know Rigert's recipe. I'm sure he'll return after he wins his digestive battle. Find these screaming mammoths at Valenwood Gate so they can play for Lady Isa. We are finally on the verge of making peace.
Palatine, kingdom of fat priests and wealthy merchants. A survivor of plagues and wars, and only stronger for it. Rachin wonders if the kingdom will ever truly fall.
to once more travel the warm sands of Elsewhere. My last trip took me to Skyrim. Miserable weather, it's no wonder the Nords drink so much.
These Elsewhere Khajiit aren't so bad, once you get to know them. Smell a lot better than I thought they would, too. But enough about that. What can I get you?
There's a lot of, what do you call it, contested land in Gratwood and elsewhere. Both sides see borders as suggestions rather than rules. Caused quite a few wars, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Unfortunately, the screaming mammoths are temporarily unable to perform. Please check back again once they've had a chance to get some rest and ponder their poor life decisions. Aside from being stupid, against Bacargo's advice, they gorged themselves on sugar cakes, which are mainly made of alcohol and moon sugar. As Bacargo wasted his time telling them, those who are not Khajiit should not mess with moon sugar. Moon sugar makes outsiders sick. It doesn't affect us. But other races experience momentary euphoria, followed by days of extreme exhaustion. Bacargo tried to warn these cheeks, but they are about as good at listening as they are at self-control. Unfortunately, the screaming...
Could you please stop stomping around like that? My head is pounding enough as it is. Sure as bones. We never should have eaten those sugar cakes. Rachin sugar cakes. Our manager, Bacargo, tried to warn us about them, but what kind of band would we be if we paid attention to warnings? Ah, Rigot. The last time I felt this bad was when I tried to beat him in a mead drinking contest. We don't want to let him down, but we can hardly stand, let alone give a performance worthy of the Screaming Mammoths. He needs someone to play, but that someone doesn't need to be the Screaming Mammoths. Take our instruments and sing the song yourself. That cat will never know the difference. There's a lute and a drum in this chest. The chest is unlocked. Anyone who's tried to open it without our permission has had their face caved in by Gamak. He earned the surname Skullchucker.
Hello, my friend, come take a seat. Grab something sweet and join us. The tickle felt in this one's ear as you drew near says you got a tidy son. The clink of coins from your jaunty loins sing of riches we won.
Welcome back, friend. Rigord found Lady Isa. She's not as talkative as the women in Windhelm, but she's quite classy. Rigord is sure a Nord ballad will convince her to help make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Where are the screaming mammoths? The screaming mammoths let you touch their instruments? Rigord tried to touch them after a performance in Nibelheim, and his brain still aches from the pummeling. Definitely Rigord's favorite head injury. Why did they give you their instruments? Rigord can be an official screaming mammoth? He can play the instrument of legendary lutist Frongir half-giant? Did Rigord drink a barrel of mead and find himself in a land made of dreams? These are honest questions. Rigord gets confused. Rigord's mind explodes like the top of Mount Vardenfell. Drinking mead with the mammoths was one thing, but playing their instruments is beyond Rigord's wildest imaginings. We will play Lady Isa the best ballad Elsewhere has ever heard. Your eyes shine like glowing mushrooms in glomerates, and you're sturdy as a mountain goat's hoof-fed feet. We should meet to drink mead and eat wolf meat.
Why are you singing to my house cat, Luna?
Lady Isa? Rigord has logical explanation. You have great influence with the Khajiit, so Rigord wanted to impress you with his song. But first he had to practice on your cat, because he's like a tiny you.
It's difficult to imagine anything sadder than a confused Nord clutching a lute.
Rigord was surprised by the true Lady Isa, but thankfully he's known for thinking quick with his feet. Keep her busy while Rigord gathers his diplomatic thoughts.
Lady Isa is going to pretend that Ambassador Rigord did not just confuse her with a house cat. Your friend is the one who should apologize. His attempts at diplomacy have already offended Justo and sickened Al-Sadak. Fortunately for you, Lady Isa is convinced that Ambassador Rigord's intent is pure. She even brought him a peace offering. Rigord must be rewarded for his comical yet well-intentioned mission to improve relations between the Nords and Khajiit. Lady Isa brought an honorary collar and bell. He will wear it everywhere and elsewhere, so we can always know when he is near. No, but we can all see that Ambassador Rigord is very special. This one presents him with this dignified and stylish reward. Lady Isa thanks you for aiding Rigert in his, diplomacy. This one suspects that things would have gone far worse were it not for you. Now, please, present the honorary collar and bell to Rigert. He has earned it.
Lady Isa is eager to use her influence to bring peace between the Nords and Kashyyyk, isn't she? Nothing solves problems better than a traditional Nord love ballad. Except for mead. A collar and bell made to fit Rigert's rippling neck? Rigert will jingle it with pride. Please accept this gift, friend. Rigert could not have made peace between the Nords and Kashyyyk without you. This song is dedicated to Rigert's favorite diplomatic assistant, and Lady Isa, and that house cat, and increased peace between the Nords and Kashyyyk. Oh yeah, and mead!
Lady Isa will do her best to make peace between the Nords and Kashyyyk, just so you can make your way back to Skyrim. This one believes she will remain here until Ambassador Rigert and his honorary bell jingle far away from her cat.
Rigert could not have completed his diplomatic mission without your help, friend. Rigert is externally grateful and will return the lute and drum to the screaming mammoths so you can go about your business. After Rigert plays with them some more. Rigert will go wherever the winds of diplomacy take him, friend. Rigert refuses to rest until Tamriel's races are all sitting together peacefully, drinking mead and singing songs about mead, probably.
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify you in something else. Prove you know your way around a forge and I'll certify you. But you have to commit. I can only train one discipline at a time. I want you to craft a simple iron dagger. First you'll mine some iron ore, then refine the ore into iron ingots. You'll use those ingots to make the dagger. Yes, you have to prove you know your way around a blacksmithing station. Those are the rules. For now, bring me an armload of iron ore. Once you're back, you'll refine them into iron ingots. There's a place outside of town which should still have some iron ore veins. Head there and mine it for yourself. Bring me 10 solid chunks of iron ore. If those veins are played out, you'll need to find iron ore on your own.
So many sweetmeats this one could do, but it's you that she needs. Oh, she begs and pleads.
Buying and selling.
You're back. I take it you found enough ore? Refining ore into ingots is a good way to build your muscles. Well, in one arm. Best to switch every now and then. Otherwise, you'll be lopsided. Bring the iron ore to a blacksmithing station. If you have enough, you can refine them into iron ingots. Really put your back into it. When you have iron ingots, return to me. Look near rock formations, outcroppings, or hills. Sometimes you'll see it by streams or beaches where the water has exposed it to the elements. The same goes for most other kinds of ore. If you're in a guild, check the guild stores. They often have raw materials and refined goods for sale. Of course, you can always trade with a friend.
sugar cane.
Always more to
Sprinkle
do.
it on fine steak.
Bring some iron ore to a blacksmithing station. You can refine it there to get iron ingots. Refining ore into ingots is a good way to build your muscles. Well, go to the blacksmithing station and craft an iron dagger. Nothing fancy. You shouldn't need more than 2 iron ingots. Oh, and you'll need a style material. You can purchase them from any blacksmith, or scavenge them yourself if you're thrifty. Every race has a traditional material they work into their weapons and armor. For example, the Imperial style material is nickel. I should know. Every day in the Legion camps, I worked a pile of it. The Dark Elf style material is obsidian. Try that and see. You can learn how to craft with another race's style material by studying racial motif books. They're quite rare, mostly held by collectors, so watch for them in your travels. Craft an iron dagger. You'll need some iron ingots and a style material. You can buy those from any blacksmith if you can't find them yourself. The trick is the style material, but I'm sure you know that. Next is deconstruction. You learn a lot when you break something into parts, even more so when it's someone else's work. Go deconstruct your dagger, or anything else really, as long as you do it at a blacksmithing station. It's a fancy way to say take something apart. The term originally came from Altmer poetry critiques. High elves consider their physical crafts to be forms of poetry, so it stuck. You can't know what a sword is, only what it's not, and so forth. You'll regain some components, of course, But the real trick is to deconstruct another crafter's work. You can learn far more by disassembling someone else's material than your own.
After that dire crucible, despite the ravages of life,
You certainly know your way around a forge. You're a blacksmith, and let none tell you otherwise. Of course. I'll get you certified right away so you can fulfill blacksmith crafting writs immediately.
thrive after what we paid to get here.
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify you in something else.
Darkness goes on. What can we do? What will become?
Let me know if you have some time. I can train. A good woodworker sees the final product before cutting the first block of wood. But I can't teach two crafts at once. If you commit yourself to the I want to know if you can craft a maple bow. First, go harvest some rough maple. You'll refine it into sanded maple at a woodworking station. Last, you'll take the sanded maple and turn it into a maple bow. Absolutely! Bows are challenging to craft. Show me you're up to the challenge and I'll happily certify you. There's a place nearby which should have what you need. Collect an armload and return here. If there's not enough, you'll need to search for more.
Peace reigns once more, and peace
Look for rough maple in forested areas. Sometimes you'll see logs washed up on beaches. You should avoid cutting a rough maple log with a wasp nest inside. It's rather unpleasant. So are the lotions you'll need for the stings. Bring the rough maple to a woodworking station. As long as you have enough, you can refine it into sanded maple. Return to me when you've done that, and we'll talk about crafting a maple bow. If you're in a guild, check the guild stores. They often have raw. Bring some rough maple to a woodworking station and refine it into sanded maple. I prefer to work with maple. It's reliable, plentiful, rarely full of wasps. Craft a maple bow at a woodworking station. You'll need sanded maple, also a style material. Scavenge them yourself or buy a style material from a carpenter. Craft a maple bow. Bring some sanded maple to a woodworking station as well as a style material. Carpenters sell them if you can't find any yourself. A good bow will get you far in life. Making good bows will get you farther. Excellent! Now we can talk about deconstruction. You grow as a woodworker when you disassemble your own creations. I've seen everything I need to see. You're a fine woodworker with a steady hand. Certainly. You're more than qualified to fulfill woodworking crafting writs. I'll certify you immediately. There's only one more certification I can provide. If you need training, I have time.
Hello, my friend, come take a seat. Grab something sweet and join us for some fun. The ticker felt in this one's ear as you drew near, says you got a tidy son. The king of coins from your jaunty bones, sing riches to be won. Let down your mane and join in our game. We've only just begun. Place your stakes, build a tower from the bricks.
There's only one more certification I can... If you convince me you know how to use a needle and thread, I'll certify you. However, you must commit. I can't certify two things at once. Show me you can craft a pair of homespun gloves. First, you'll collect some raw jute, then return here and refine it. Finally, you'll use refined jute to make the gloves. Of course. It was the first trade I studied. I'm happy to certify anyone familiar with a clothing station. Now run forth and bring me a pile of raw jute. I spotted some raw jute growing on the outskirts of town. You might as well harvest it yourself. Should that not be enough, you'll have to search elsewhere. Search grassy areas in the wilderness for raw jute. You should find enough if you look around. Search grassy areas in the wilderness for raw. Raw jute is plentiful if you know where to look. Just don't chew on it. It can really do a number on your... Well, just don't chew on it. Take the raw jute to a clothing station. If you have enough, you can easily refine it. Bring the refined jute to me when you're done, and then you'll make some homespun gloves. If you're in a guild, check the guild... Before you make the gloves, you need to bring raw jute to a clothing station and refine. When I'm refining jute, I sing to help pass the time. Not too loud. I don't want to disturb the other clothiers. Head to the clothing station and craft a pair of homespun gloves. You shouldn't need much refined jute. Don't forget the style material. You can purchase them from any clothier or scavenge them yourself. You mean half-hide braces? It's a similar process. Skin animals for leather scraps, refine scraps into rawhide, and craft the braces with a style material. But I'm not supposed to say you should kill and skin a pack of wolves. Let's stick to jute.
Some...
father told you to be careful what you wish for, too?
The one with stripes? All the Afik I've dealt with have stripes.
Now, where is the food?
Alkosh! I'd rather be chased by guards than listen to this religious dreck.
This one wonders why any would even try to teach these ruffians. They don't listen. This one teaches those who strayed from Khajiit Moors. For those who listen, I offer a meal in return. This one hopes to convince at least one person to turn from a life of crime and instead join my aditorium. About our pantheon, starting from the beginning with Anur and Fadomai, and how they gave birth to Alkosh, the first cat. You are right. Perhaps this one should start with Serendar, the god of mercy.
Oh, this bloviating moon priest offered us a meal, but we must listen to his long-winded speeches about gods first. Bandar's exile? I learned all this as a child. I don't care to hear it again. I just want the food. Oh, and in case you didn't know, Bandar is the bandit god. See? I already know what I need to know. Hold on. You're working with the moon priest, aren't you? Testing what we learn from him before we get food. Look, I might be struggling to survive right now, but I am also a scholar. I don't need his words. I just need food.
The diva considered making a break for it, but this one's stomach growls with hunger. The diva does not like the decision before her.
This priest does not offer me enough to listen to all these words. Food only? Bah! Yes, he came to our camp and offered us a meal if we heard him out. I didn't think he would rattle on about the gods. This? What gall?
This one wonders why any would even try to teach them.
Always good to meet a fellow adventurer. If you've got the coin, I've got plenty of goods to help you along.
Craft a pair of homespun gloves. You'll need... You know, I'm a master clothier, yet I still own a pair of homespun gloves. They keep my hands warm at night. Sometimes simple is better. Wonderful! Now for deconstruction. There's much to learn from breaking down your own work, even more so with someone else's creation. Head to a clothing station and deconstruct your gloves. Or anything else, really. Just be sure you do it there. You're more than capable with needle and thread. I'll be proud to call you my colleague. Already done. You'll now be able to fulfill clothier crafting writs, and I look forward to seeing more of your work. Truly, I never expected to master 3 crafts. Of course. What do you want to know? I can explain how to craft stronger items with more materials, tell you about the improvement of existing items, or discuss research and traits. Some weapons, armor, and shields possess rare traits that distinguish them from others. Every kind of item has its own unique set of traits. Once you research a trait, you will always be able to craft an item of that kind with that particular trait. Bring any item with the trait to the appropriate crafting station and research it. You'll lose the item in the process, but you'll learn the trait. The more traits you already know for an item, the longer new traits take to research. Plan accordingly. You can greatly improve weapons, armor, and shields with certain rare materials. These materials are unique to each craft. If you bring tannins to a clothing station, you can improve the quality of light or medium armor. Be sure you bring enough tannins. You can easily create more powerful weapons, armor, and shields. You can greatly improve weapons, armor, and shields with... Bring any tempers you find to a blacksmithing station. You can easily create more powerful... You can greatly improve weapons. You'll want to bring resins to a woodworking station. Of course. What do you want to know? Fair question. I was an apprentice clothier in the Imperial City, but my old fusspot of a master had no plans to retire. So I joined the 7th Legion's baggage train. Years of mending battle mage armor helped me perfect my craft. Armies need all kinds of weapons and armor. You learn to pick up a few skills along the way. Also, enemies who capture the baggage train are far more likely to ransom an exceptionally talented crafter. 4 times for me. Don't plan on a 5th.
Gifted by the moons as they wax and wane. Fill our bowls and fill our souls, sweet moon sugar cane.
Concerned about thieves.
Lord.